All right, back again with your boy Professor Ill Will and Tyler Wellness, the genius. What's going on, man?
Man, always appreciate the introduction. But just having a great week. So on the grind. How about yourself?
Also, man, still out here grinding, still out here working on our goals, still out here creating this content for y'all. And yeah, we just tapping in, man, having another conversation. We got some interesting things going on in the world today. Uh, there was a big presidentially debate this week. I actually missed it, but I saw some really funny clips, and I kind of see people coming at it at different directions, and then just kind of seeing how they're handling it. But yeah, I thought it was pretty funny from what I saw. Me and Tyler were talking earlier. Uh, there was one part Trump was going back and forth with Biden, and Biden gave his spiel, and he said something about something, and then the last word that he said, it was just totally ineligible, and I was like, wait, what did he say? And then Donald Trump says same thing, and he's like, yeah, I don't know that last word, what he said. I don't think he knows what he said, but yada yada yada, whoop de whoop, and it was just comical how he was chopping them up.
The total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more border patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look,
Yeah, it was like I tuned in through NPR, the radio station. So because I've been lately listening to a lot of public radio, and
Oh, you listened to it? You didn't hear it? You didn't watch it? You listened to it?
right, yeah, I listened to it, and then I later saw the clips because I had heard things that people were discussing that you had to visually see, and I was like, I gotta watch these clips. And yeah, it was just a train wreck, man. I tuned in with the intent to learn something and maybe see how the state of our country is being run. And all I learned was that was the first time I've ever been to a comedy show. Like that was about it. Like um I what I witnessed was it made me feel like I could run for president. Like realistically speaking. Um I saw a lot of overall the concepts of hey, there were issues where state governments now have the ability to control what happens in some states when it comes to abortion, right? And the issue basically is now that the states have control, the people have to now make up the votes to then say what we do. And because there's a disconnect of understanding how the whole system works, it's like it's a huge change. The change coming from overall government saying you can't do this or you can do this, now it's saying, hey, individual states get to decide, which means individual people making up the states say their vote. So there's a lot of complex issues to unravel that I see, and a lot of it was just like butchered with jabs and like they started talking about golf swings,
Mm.
and I don't know. There was a lot of things that I feel like we missed the opportunity to spread light on, and yeah, it was just interesting.
Yeah, I'm not really super into politics. I do like Trump better than Biden.
Yeah, yeah, compared to
I
the yeah.
speak on this or what? Politics can be touchy for people. So
Oh, 100%. I primarily believe, like at the end of the day, it's just a lack of communication. It's two people seeing one issue from different sides and not understanding why the other person sees it from the other side. And like I said, uh, with the issue I just previously described, I truly believe because again, people see it as now it's up to these politicians to say what happens or don't happen, which technically they can be bought. Politicians can be bought, but at the end of the day, the people that make up the state decides who the politician is that is running for them. So the people vote on the person who then has the vote of the people. So it's a lot. So it's like you do have power at the end of the day. more power now if the state has control than you do if overall government has control. Like I don't know. That's what I see is just like a lack of communicating ideas and how things work. And because we all have a different understanding of how things work and we don't always see eye to eye, this person understands it this way, this person understands it that way. Now it's a touchy subject because our ideas are not understood.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of think it's not real.
Yeah.
I kind of think they're just like puppets who just watch it. And then Trump said this. Biden was acting all slow and shit. Oh, look. It's just something to distract you. I think they kind of might already know who the president is. I don't want to get too deep into this type of stuff, conspiracy theory shit, man. But
It's like clearly the last couple years, the person that we saw on stage was not the person in control.
yeah, I don't. Yeah, someone's running the country for this man because he can't put words together. It's,
Did you see the clip when he said um, he beat Medicaid?
he said, "We beat Medicaid. We
Yeah.
beat." All right, sir. That's enough, sir. Donald Trump.
Oh man.
He did
Uh,
beat Medicaid. He beat it over the head.
oh man, like I did not expect to laugh as much as I did during this
I was
debate.
like,
Like,
oh,
I was,
man, Trump. I give it to Trump. He's very entertaining, man.
yeah, yeah, I was entertained the whole time. That's for sure. Um, Other than that, though, this week has been a good week. I'm not gonna lie. Like I've been just like aligned in purpose and action.
Hmm.
Obviously, those things in the world are happening, and I'm like, all right, if this is the state of the world, and that's who's running it, well, I'm gonna be the CEO of my life, and I'm gonna run this stuff regardless.
I
So,
like that. I like that.
yeah, so it's been a lot of just I followed up on people, just hitting them up, been focused on my fitness, going to the gym, like I was telling you a little bit earlier. Now in my little routine that I do in the gym, dude, I added in um so at one of the gyms, it's up on a hill. So I will at the end of my entire workout, going all the way up the hill, do a high knee, a kickback, forward lunge into the next set on the opposite leg. So it's like this whole little killer leg workout the entire way up, and it just decimates your legs.
Man,
But because I've been doing legs and all these things very routinely as I have been doing, it's like I'm almost now habitually used to doing it. So now that's my standard load. And so it's almost like it looks like I'm dancing. I'm just like, do, 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 do.
yeah, I saw that clip of Instagram you shared. It was like you were dancing.
Yeah, yeah. See, like it looks like I'm vibing. I got my music in, and I'm literally doing the motions to the freaking the beats and everything. And like people are like watching me, and they're like, "Dude, did you just like go from like your bot like almost like a swan, like you're completely stretched out,
Like a bird
like
dog.
reaching, and then you go to a pistol squat, and then like from there in the gym, I'll do sometimes a dragon squat after that, a what's it called, a burpee, and then a pull up.
Nice.
So it's just been ridiculous, and
And that's your main workout routine, huh?
yep. And I was scrolling through the gram, and I saw this one girl who did this really dope looking leg routine. So I was like, I gotta try this. It's like I wish I knew the proper words to describe the motions that they're doing, but it's like a single leg squat on one side, then you transition to the other side, do a lunge, and then you'll single leg squat to the other side lunge. So I'll probably have to just send you the video, but it's like
Is the
she
little
was so
Asian
sweet,
girl?
huh?
Is the little Asian girl?
She might be Asian. Like I, I have seen an Asian girl that does it, but there's another girl too. I think her name's like Anna or something. Let me see. And like she's just so smooth with it that I was like, yeah, I got to give this a try. Oh, Vicky. Yeah, Vicky Palinova. She's good. She's good at what she does.
Is she like the Russian girl? Yeah,
Is she Russian? Or who's the Russian girl?
like red hair or something.
She doesn't have red hair now. This girl doesn't.
Mm.
I'll send you the video, the exact one, because like, bro, it is smooth. And I was like, yeah, I gotta do this routine because of it. Um, and first time trying it, you just gotta get the motions down. Once you got it, it's over. But so I sent you the video, the exact video, and I know what you think. It's good motion.
Oh, you said you sent it.
Yes, sir. Through the gram under real wellness.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's nice. It's like a Cossack squat to a lunge.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the name of it.
Exactly.
Cossack squat.
Cossack squat lunge. Cossack lunge. Cossack other side. Yeah, that's chill. That's chill. That's
Yeah, and it
cool.
was just like such a. I had. It's been a long time since I'd done like leg routines that didn't include any type of burpee or a push up or something like that or a pull up. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to do this routine.
Nice. Oh, that's your leg workout.
That was a warm up thing that I did in there.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
That was just like to get stretched.
Yeah, little mobility going.
Yep.
Sweet, sweet.
So
That's what's up, man.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, dude.
Appreciate it. So yeah,
Absolutely.
just that business moves been like just focused on personal growth, taking care of myself, getting some sunlight, going out. By going out, not like going out like drinking or doing stuff like a freaking degenerate, but like but
Going outside
going
into
out.
the sunlight.
You said what?
Going outside into the sunlight.
Yeah, right.
Going out.
Like
He's not outside.
breathing fresh air
He's
and
actually outside.
yeah, So I don't know, just vibing and like I'll take those scooters that they got all around town too now, and man, it's just such a vibe. You just when you got nothing else, just got thoughts and ideas, get on a scooter, let fresh air, speed, focus. As long as you're good, like I'm actually good at the scooters now, and I can do things, so I don't have to focus on not falling. So
Mhm.
because of that, like I'm able to almost get into a flow state like a runner, and I'm just literally like almost figure skating on these scooters through the city, thinking about ideas and goals and stuff, and then I'll like come to conclusions and I'm ready to go take action.
Yeah, it's good space, you know. A little bit of state change. You get outside. You're in a nice, relaxed kind of environment. You got the sun. You got the air. Uh, the bike is nice. Yeah, that's why I need my scooter or my bicycle back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. See, bikes are nice. I,
Yeah.
I I need to get some brakes on mine.
Oh, for real.
Yeah, yeah, I would die.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, mine's got a flat tire. I need to change. I've been working around doing that. It's coming soon. Bike's coming. Bike's on the way, man.
Heck yeah,
Yeah, man. That's why I like to surf. I like to ride, man. Skateboard's nice when I get out there and hit that.
dude.
Motorcycle's also very therapeutic.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So like the
So
art of motorcycle maintenance, or just riding the motorcycle in general, and just
just riding the motorcycle.
gotcha. That's good. Little flow state changes, like you said.
Yo, yeah, flow state is a good habit, man. And I was thinking that I would share with you guys some habits that I got from one of my coaches. Um, Tyler, did you want to add anything else before we get into these habits? These
I
13.
think it's a perfect transition and to get into it. I think these habits will help us one understand like, hey, you'll be in your everyday part of life, and these habits are just little things you can put into it. So high performance skills.
Exactly. Exactly. So these are 13 habits that I got from a mentor of mine that I've been working to implement into my own life. Um, so here we go. Starting off with number one. Habit number one is instead of saying how much you can get away with, see how far you can go, achieve your maximum potential.
It's about what you focus on. You focus on your limitations, you're only going to create what you can limit yourself to create. Focus on the other side of that equation, what you can create limitless. I like that.
Yeah, man. And then, it's really kind of like, I get it too, everybody wants to get and put forth the least amount of effort and get the maximum result. That's why people play the lotto because they want to buy this $1, $5, $10 ticket, bust it wide open. I get $10 million. I won. I won the game. I didn't really have to try anything really hard, or I didn't have to do any continued task. Um, and you just want to see like how can I get the maximum reward without the maximum amount of work. People are at work and then they're showing up on somebody else's time. They're not really working hard. They're putting in the least amount of effort that they can do, and they're expecting the full paycheck. So that's kind of adding to the adage of what we just talked about before, which was to stop being mediocre.
That part.
And there's a coach, a different guy I was listening to, he was talking about it, is, people are in extreme situations. Maybe you're like 200 pounds overweight, is because you went into an extreme, but you went into an extreme on the bad side. You started eating a bunch of junk food and not exercising, and it compounded and compounded. And a lot of times, the only way to get out of that extreme situation is to go extreme, but in the other situation,
Mhm.
the other direction, rather. So maybe you ate a long time, you ate all out of cheeseburgers and everything you wanted, food and everything every single day. It might be time to go for just like a juice fast for 40 days, for 30 days,
Mhm.
water fast 30 days, fruit only 30 days, and go extreme in the other direction. But most people don't want to do that. They want to go like, oh, I ate a salad today. And it's like, that's not really going to get you a big result because you ate a salad today. That's one day out of how many days that you were eating whatever you wanted. And, oh, I worked out today.
Yep.
Um, and then to also think about, if you did as much as you could do and you gave your very best effort, it'd be impossible for you to fail.
1000%.
There's nothing bad that could happen from you putting forth your best effort.
It's like we talk about this a lot when it comes to like the gym world, because people will ask us questions like, hey, how long until I get a six pack, or how long until I lose weight or gain muscle, right? It's like, well, we talk about falling in love with the journey and just doing the thing until you get the result. Fundamentally, these actions will create the result, but your getting there is a lot of factors that will determine that. Your nutrition being some of it, your dedication, your mindset. Like if you are going in with a mindset that you don't even want to go, you don't want to do this begrudgingly, it's going to hold you back. And there's a lot of levels to it. So it's like, if you just are like, hey, I'm gonna just do the thing until I get the result. I'm gonna just keep it at it. Do the best you can. Not these minimum amounts. I'm gonna only do 10 sets, or no, I'm gonna only do 4 sets or 3 sets of 10, and that's it. And I'm gonna leave. No, just do it until you muscle failure. Do it until you feel it. You know, there's a
Yeah,
huge difference.
yeah, and then even to add on to that, there is a it's hard at first. Everything's hard at first, but by continuing effort into it, and then looking at the big picture of what you truly want and focusing on that every day, eventually your mindset switches to you start to enjoy the thing and you start to get into alignment. Like you were saying earlier, you feel like you're in alignment. When you start to get into alignment, things get easy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you're off alignment, it's like being in your car and the car's trying to drive the other direction because your alignment is off and you're trying to course correct and no, we're driving the car this way, you know. But once you get into alignment, it's just the car's just going straight down the road. You just move it a little bit and then it just keeps going straight.
Mm-hmm.
Well, by getting into alignment and you know, that first 90 days of anything is going to be the time where you can kind of change. You know, you can change your habits into a point of where it becomes easier and you want to do it. You're vibrating at that frequency of consistency and it becomes easy and you just kind of fall in line with it. And other people are looking at you like, man, how is he doing this dragon squat or whatever? It's because he's been consistently practicing it week after week, uh, getting inspired by, you know, I'm getting closer to it or I'm not getting closer to it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's another thing you can add on to that. Doing as much as you can and seeing how far that you can go.
Yep. That's just the first lesson.
That's just the first one. We got a few more. We got a few more of
Dude.
these gems to get through. Number two, picking the wrong girl.
Mm, that's
That's gonna be
huge. Huge.
They say there's a quote. It says, "A man will be as successful as his wife allows him to be."
Mm. Mm. Hey.
That's tough. I always kind of saw that, and I was like, man, you're only successful as your wife allows you to be. Like you're a punk if you're letting your wife tell you what to do to be successful or something. But that I mean, I guess I can get that. You know, if you're married and you married this woman, it's like you picked the wrong girl. You picked the wrong girl who won't allow you to work. Um, or maybe they're just a toxic individual. You know, I've had experience with this myself.
Mm.
You picked this wrong woman, maybe because of you know you're seeking some immediate pleasure or maybe some type of validation, and you're going into it out of desperation or you're lonely, and it's not you know it's not optimal, but you're doing it just to do it. And it'll set you back, man. I've been lucky enough to get out of situations clean and smooth, but we got older brothers, older family members, and a lot of times it'll just fuck your whole life up, especially as a man. I've seen it go as far as courts and child support now and just a whole circumstance of just a horrible life for yourself and for your children and just relationship with your baby mama and just a whole bunch of drama, you know. Oh, you wanted to add to
Yeah.
something?
It's like, it might seem like a joke at first, like, oh, the woman in your life is a big dictator in your success, but you got to think about it as this is your home life, and you go home from work or whatever you have. This is the place that you're like, hey, stresses of the world are out there.
Mm.
Within my sanctum, I want peace, right? And if the woman inside of your sanctum of peace is not allowing you to have that peace, or is not contributing to the peace, or is just as chaotic as out there, your life is not going to have any level of stability. And without that stability or peace or mindset or anything, like your own, you are always limited. You need a place that you can go where like the world can wait, you know. And also when it comes to it, if it's a marriage situation, finances are mixed in, right? If you're earning and she's a bigger spender, not saying that like, hey, maybe you just got to earn more money, like maybe you just got to make more, but at the same time, if you have goals that are not aligned together, you want to save up for a house and she's going to keep spending every dollar and penny that you make every time you make it, and then you can't earn anything. There's there's disconnects in goals and you'll never level up. So you got to be aligned in a whole bunch of different levels, especially when, you know, they are tied together. And so that's why I say that's what I see it as, you know. I'd want a
Right.
partner, not someone that I got to fight with.
Yeah, yeah. Conflict within the relationship, a lot of that's going to be on your mind if you're trying to go out there into the world and crush it. You're
Yep.
going to be worried about this relationship and how the other person feels when you should be focused on like getting this next sale or doing something, training, whatever it is that you're doing, creating
Yeah.
your, whatever it is.
And
So it's going to throw you off your game, man.
And
Um,
another hidden part, I don't mean to cut you off, like, but in those private moments, conversations and whatnot, like, say you have a goal to go get the sale or whatnot, and you have this person in your circle supporting you, helping you, like
mhm.
boosting you up. Like, this is gonna sound comical because we saw it at the end of we saw it at the end of the presidential debate. I don't know for those that watched when Joe got walked off stage with Jill Biden. She was boosting him up.
Oh, did he have support?
Yeah. I'm not saying boost him up like that, but I'm saying he had some support. She was, go Joe, yeah.
Hey, that's what's up, man.
You know, hey, at least somebody supports the man. That's what I gotta say. That's like you gotta have someone to
Somebody
support.
did.
Somebody supports that man. At least somebody does. But yeah. Um, so at least he's got a good woman, I guess. Maybe. I don't know about behind closed doors, but she supports him.
Yeah, man. There was something that I had learned recently that I kind of thought was interesting. Your life as a man, you kind of have two phases in life. You have like your building phase, and then you have your releasing phase. And
Mm,
in the building phase, you're like acquiring your wealth, you're building yourself up into the man that you are going to release all these assets to, whether that's your wife, children, the knowledge that you have learned throughout your life, and just kind of continuing on your legacy so that they can go on and continue it. And I think that a lot of us get caught in this building phase trying to also mix into this releasing stage. Like, oh, we want to have kids and we want to have family and see like how everyone else is kind of moving in this kind of, what would you say, like, um, status quo. If like most of the kids our age are probably having kids or married and whatnot. But you know once you go into that second phase of life, releasing um and having kids and having a wife, your legacy kind of stops there, and it goes into like, all right, now everything that I've done, now everything that focuses on the family now and the continuing the legacy, and you don't have as much time to develop yourself as much. So I think that if you're in the building phase, stay in the building phase and build as much as you can until you get into that second phase of life, until you're ready to have a partner and wife and kids and all that. Keep building.
mm.
Yeah.
I have a question on that. Just like just from the sound, the look of things, because I do vibe with it for a degree, but I do feel that there's like the thought process of like, But what if once you do have like the family to support, that now it's like, hey, I want to continue to build maybe on this image. So it's like, hey, I'm gonna keep building in this family centered aspect. Like, are you still technically building, or is
Oh
it?
yeah, it's not like it just completely stops. Like you're just like, oh, now I have a family, and I stop going to the gym and doing all this stuff. You're still gonna do that, but a lot of your time, a lot of your energy is going to be eaten up by the other resources as well. You're never gonna have as much time as you do when you're single and you're in
Yeah,
this
that's true.
phase, even compared to having a girlfriend. Um,
Yeah,
yeah. But if it's the right woman, she could help you also build and go into the second phase of life also. So
yeah. I guess it's this is where knowledge of what we've learned with outwitting the devil comes into play, because people get comfortable when they get those positions. Those things can boost you up and level you up to a new level because now you have something else to create for, or they
mm,
can make you comfortable and then you settle. And that's what most people do, is they get comfortable and they settle,
mm,
and they get real comfortable with just like, hey, I'm gonna just, this is the level that I'm good at. We're supplying. We got enough of what we need. But like we were saying, like to get to those higher levels, it's like you got to sacrifice things, and a lot of the times you might not be willing to sacrifice your kids' first steps, or dinners with your wife, and things that significant moments in family world
right.
for this development. And so again,
Yeah.
it's not just saying, hey, you just got lazy and settled. It's you've chosen other things over that. That's it.
Right.
Opportunity cost.
Yeah, that could be opportunity cost. That could be a messed up thing too. If you got a family already, um, you're gonna have to like miss some shit if you want to continue to build.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which can also put a strain on the relationship with your family, with your son, wife.
Mm-hmm.
So uh, pick the right woman.
Yep. Follow the code. Get the right
Keep
woman.
building.
Yes.
Uh, Number four, fear. See the fear and go anyways because that's courage.
Mm. What is the acronym for fear? They say yeah, it's two different acronyms. You can look at it. It's like face everything and run, or uh or no, face everything and rise, or
Okay.
something else and run.
Fear
I don't know.
everything. Fear everything and run. I don't know.
F everything and run.
Right. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it's something like that. But yeah, I don't know. You just got to rise to the occasion. And what I've realized, oddly enough, when you're almost more willing to do the thing that you were afraid to do, you sometimes don't have to do it.
Mm,
It's like, I'll take a very small case, for example. Like, if you're like, man, you don't want to go to the court to fight a ticket, but you go to the court anyway. And now, because you went, you might not even have to do the whole thing because the guy didn't show up. So that this case is dismissed. You went, you were ready to face the situation, you were ready to do the thing, even if you didn't want to, but because you were willing to, it just happened that you didn't have to. A lot of
right.
things in life happen that way.
Yeah. Yeah. We've got role models and people who we look up to. They also felt fear too. I think that people get a stigma of like, oh, they're very courageous and they're just fearless. No, I'm sure they felt the fear and the emotional response and the jitters and the sweaty hands, sweaty palms, whatever it is, as they went up there and gave the speech. But they gave the speech. They felt the fear and they did it anyways, and that's what gives you courage. Because if I'm like, oh, I'm afraid to go outside, and then I go outside, that is like me displaying courage. But if I'm like, oh, I'm not afraid to go outside. I just go outside. There was no courage involved. It didn't take any courage or didn't take me getting over any fear to go outside because I was just like, oh, I'm just gonna go outside. So there was no courage there, but it's in the things that you're afraid to do.
Mm.
Um, that is what's going to take, and that's what's going to build courage. I think that even if something as simple as talking to people, talking to girls that you like, talk to a girl that you like. It's scary, but if you do it, if you talk to the people, most of the time, like what Tyler said, you'll find that it's not that bad, or you'll find that it wasn't as bad as you thought it would be. And then the more that you do it, the easier it gets
Hmm.
until it
Yeah,
becomes, oh, it's not scary to do. It doesn't take courage anymore to do it.
and that's it becomes a skill almost to choose to do that hard thing over submitting to fear.
Just like discipline.
Hmm.
Discipline is a muscle. Courage is a muscle. You can build these things. Um,
We got the next one.
let's go into the next one here. Let's go into the next one here. Let's go to. This is kind of an interesting one. Is focus on making money and not saving it.
I like that. I like that a lot.
That's
Uh,
something that I've been hearing. I kind of get on both sides because it's like, damn, it's hard to make more money, and it's also hard to save it. So I try to do both, make
yeah.
more money and save it because but I think a lot of people get caught up in just saving, just saving, just saving. I just have this one job. I'm just gonna save as much money as I can from that one job. Um, yeah, that'll be good, but also try to make more money and
Hmm.
save. If you get that job and you got that side hustle, you got that business on the side. Um, and I think it kind of adds into building your skills. You got to have some type of skill in order to make more money. Money is a value exchange. So it's like, what are you exchanging your value for? Are you exchanging time? Are you exchanging energy? Are you exchanging your mental aptitude for this money? Is that your value that you're giving? And I think that by building a skill, that is what's going to allow you to make more money. So focus on making more money, figuring out a high value skill to build and to make more money.
Yeah.
And then you can get into investing.
I think that I agree with what you're saying. How it's like both. Um, there's phases in which like you should not, and I repeat, like just the mindset of saving only will not get you anywhere. It won't, because at the end of the day, you're gonna dip into the little bit that you saved because you need it as an emergency because you didn't make enough. And at the end of the day, when you switch into a mindset of create, 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 get more, get more, get more, now even if you saved 10% of everything, which is the concept of the richest man in Babylon. 10% of everything you earn, you put aside. Now I have more times that things are coming into my account, which means I'm ultimately saving more also. So it's like I have the habit of saving 10%, which is a percentage. And then now I have more things that I'm taking 10% from.
Yo,
I look
yeah,
at it also like, huh?
that richest man in Babylon is a great book.
Mm-hmm. One of
Oh, you were
those
saying you look at it
game
as.
changers. Sorry, what was that?
Oh, you were saying something that you look at it as what?
Basically, when it comes to, because I've been through that same mental fallacy a lot in the beginning of my entrepreneurial journey. It was like, oh yeah, I need to save up, so I just like save and not like spend and penny pinching. And then it's like, well, ultimately, I still need more money. So it's like you got to make more anyway, and like I can save as much as possible, but then eventually I'm just what am I supposed to do with this saved amount? Invest the saved amount until it grows into something and then use it, because then what? It's leverage. If I have a huge saved portfolio from these 10% that I've saved over time and I've earned more money. So now I understand at a skill level, I can earn income when I need it. And for my future, I've saved. So, like, you have two different skills that you've just learned. You have safety and you have a skill set that can create for yourself abundance. I think that there's a lot more to it when you realize that there's those skills. There's an abundance mindset versus a scarcity mindset. When you're focused on just saving, you're not seeing that you can create. You're not seeing that money is like water and it flows from one hand to another. And if it's just flowing from one hand into yours, into a bank, the flow has stopped. And because the flow has stopped, that is creating a stall in that flow, and you're not going to receive more. You see what? Because you can use that. You can use it for more things. You can invest it and make it flow even more. Do more things. So I don't know. Once I started to see money as a flowing of things, it's more like, hey, if I produce value, that value is income or monetary value that I can use in some kind of way. So it flows through me.
Yeah. Um,
Complicated answer. I don't
no,
know.
that's good. That's all great, man. You're right. Work more, make more money. Bottom line.
Bottom line.
Um, and then next, which ties into it, number six is buy income with that money. Once you've sustained a good amount of money, I'm playing devil's advocate because I don't have a lot of money, but I still invest,
Let
and
me ask
I still buy income.
Let me ask you this on a fundamental level, like it, and not to like put you on blast if it's in front of the world here, right? Do you at least have $500 saved?
Well, I mean, I haven't invested. I don't have five
Exactly.
hundred.
That's enough. That's all I mean. So as
So
long as you have $500
okay,
somewhere that you can get, that's
yeah.
what's crazy is when I worked at the bank, that
Mhm.
puts you in the top 30% of people.
Even if it's just in like stocks or crypto or
Just
something.
500, yeah, just $500 that you have access to.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I guess
So
then. I guess I'm there, man. This whole time I was thinking I was not because I thought it had to be $500 in cash.
nope, just have cat like you can sell your shares, so it's an asset that you can technically tap
It's
into. But
liquid, right?
yep, it's more liquid than like a car or something or a house. You
Right,
know,
right.
so,
Yeah, I would rather not sell it, and I would rather
yeah,
continue to
right.
buy assets and to buy income. I wish when I was younger I would have gotten to more real estate. It was a prime time to buy real estate, probably just 5 years ago. But I think the time is coming soon. That's gonna be another good time to buy real estate. Buying things that make money. Buy Amazon stores. I know those are quite expensive. If you can create a store, that's a reasonable option to make money. Buying assets, stocks, uh, option calls, covered calls, these type of things. These are businesses that are already in demand. You're just buying shares of this successful business. It's a pretty viable option, pretty viable way to invest and to save your money. Better than just putting into a bank because they're probably doing the same thing with your money in the bank as it just sits in the bank.
Hmm.
So, yeah, the more assets that you can buy, more things that you can kind of use your money to make money, the more money you have, and then you can reinvest that, buy more assets, and then you'll have more money, and then you'll just keep buying more assets, and you just continue this generational wealth, which I think that we all truly want to build a level of freedom and a level of generational wealth and what would you call like a long money,
What was what money?
long
Oh yeah,
money,
long money.
old
Yeah,
money,
old
like the
money.
rich old people have.
The Great Gatsby.
Yeah, they had money since their families had money since like the 1800s, fam. You know.
I
Anything
heavily
you
agree with
elaborate on
everything.
there?
Huh?
Yeah, anything you wanted to elaborate on there? Or?
Um, just agree with a lot of them. I've learned a lot of concepts. Again, this is not financial advice. I'm gonna put that out here. It's not financial advice, but I've learned that by acquiring assets, you can do things in the world of credit, and now you can basically become your own bank by buying assets with your income. So I work hard and I earn money. Then I invest that money into assets like maybe shares of a company that already exists that's providing value to the world. I can now produce or borrow against my shares position. Now, me,
Leverage.
yeah, so some leverage that I'm going to create, and I, not financial advice, but buying shares, creating leverage, borrowing against those shares, buying rental properties. Those rental properties produce me income. I can then use that income to buy vehicles that I want, either trucks or nice sports cars. Those sports cars I can put out on a private car rental company that I own. And then from there, I now have the business that buys luxury sports cars and stuff like that that rents them out, earns more income from the rental property income. So now I have homes and cars. And then on top of that, I have stocks, all from credit that I built by buying shares.
Mm, that's deep.
Yeah.
He
So
took
there's
it there.
more to it too.
That's
Like
a game plan for y'all to get rich right there.
what's that? Oh,
I
that's
said that's
game.
a game plan for to get rich right there, man.
1000%. Couple businesses that
Buying,
run all off each other.
yeah, yup. All right, so that is number 6. Buy income. Number
Mm.
7. Trying to have balance in life.
There's no balance. Balance is an act.
Yeah,
It's always moving.
when you are balanced, you are average.
Mm. What do you think of that? I like how it's I agree with the concept.
Neglect the bullshit. The parties, Netflix, phone, girls. It says something else here. I could say drugs. Become an extremist with your goals. Yeah, I get that. Like, balance is average. Everybody's trying to find balance in life. I want to work my job and then I want to come home and watch hours of Netflix and then we just go back to the rat race and we keep doing this over and over and over. But even like what I was saying earlier with that first one is like how a lot of people are seeing how much they can get away with and just coasting through life. When it really, if you want to have an extreme amount of success, you're going to have to be extreme in some type of regard. You know, whether
Mhm.
that's a music producer, they were extreme at their one couple pursuits of dreams. Everything else they probably neglected. They
Mhm.
neglected everything that they thought was not important, and they focused
Mhm.
on a few couple of things. Um, and I think that's just a reminder to like you don't have to try to keep up with the Joneses and be out every weekend and be seen at this event and get a new outfit and pull up in a rental car and stand with the in crowd and drink and do drugs with them and try to be cool. Um, because that's what everybody else is doing. That's like the program of the Matrix. And you have to break that program. You have to go against that program and recreate your own program of what you want for your life.
1000%. I uh I know earlier in the pod I was mentioning like, oh yeah, when I said go out, it's like not like the degenerates and stuff like that. Not saying like if you go out you're a degen, but like it's like this. I'll go out occasionally too, but the difference is like the majority of the time I'll get invited to go somewhere, and I'm like, you know, you might think that that sounds like a fun time to you, spending your money that you earned for drinks to have a time that you probably won't remember. But that
Instead
doesn't
of
sound fun to me. And because that doesn't sound fun to me, I'd rather earn more money or edit my podcast that's going to impact someone's life positively or do something else, you know? So I'll just do that. And I'll sacrifice the night to have a creative fun time or whatever, and then I'll get positive comments back in the future from someone, "Hey, thank you so much for releasing that. It's changed my life." Oh, well, that was so much more impactful than going out that night. So,
yeah, yeah. Um, like I get it a lot. People like when I track my calories and stuff, and it's like, oh, like people. I don't know. Like people just find it so they just fight for their mediocrity so hard. They're like, oh, well, I can't track calories because it made me really distraught and it bothered my mental health and it was just too overwhelming and I have ADHD and I just can't do it and yada 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 whoop to whoop and it's just like I don't know. It's just like, do you want to achieve the goal or not?
yeah,
It's like it's going to take some type of level of extreme. Like if you haven't been extreme in something, even in a small pursuit, is such as like um weighing out your food and tracking macros. Like I don't get it though. I think it's because I think I get it because it's like it's not fun to them or something. So it's not like, oh, I don't want to go above and beyond. But like if it was like, oh, I'm like weighing out these grams of weed and I'm putting them in jars and selling them to make money, then I think they'd be able to do it, you know?
yeah.
But they're not seeing it in the same light as like oh, it's just calories and macros, and it's gonna give me the physique that I want.
Real
Um,
talk. Real talk. I mean,
and
and even if it's
they're
like,
just coming up with stuff like, oh, like yeah, like I'll eat a meal plan, and it's got protein in it, and it's healthy. I mean, if it's getting you the results that you want, then absolutely. But if it's not, then I think that you should have a closer look at it and kind of go tit for tat and become extreme with it.
right. Like, I feel like with the
It's like,
counting macros and stuff, like, I think to a degree, I don't know down to the exact macro of, you
mhm.
know, how much proteins or how much calories and fats a specific meal is going to have. But I have a general idea of when I look at a meal, I'm like, okay, that's healthy-ish. You know, I can tell that that's not a crap ton of calories or like fats or a bunch of oils all up in it. So
Mhm.
it's better to eat versus like, oh yeah, I'm gonna just eat this and then just like indulge in things just because I can. And with that extra ability to look at it and say, okay, this is more in line with foods that are healthier, I can eat it without the discretion or without like the fine calculations, right? And just staying disciplined within that frame. It's like if that works for me, that's fine. But I at least know a range of things. I know if I'm way off or if I'm on. I know what foods I should avoid. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, it's just like if it's working for you, but if it's like if it's not working for you, and it's like months later, I see you and you're like, oh yeah, I'm trying to gain weight, but I just can't gain weight.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, if you're satisfied with the result, then hey, um, no problem. But if you're coming to me complaining about it, or you have a discrepancy, if you want to see it change, then change it. Become extreme. Become an extremist.
One thousand
Um,
percent.
Number 10, or did I skip one here?
Did we? I don't remember the number per se.
I think that was number 7, last one. Uh, Oh, okay. Number 8. A business is meant to replace yourself. This is a concept even for me as a trainer. The goal would be for me to train employees at a gym to train other clients to do my job
Hmm.
instead of trying to be an entrepreneur and run the entire business yourself. That's like level 1. I'm still at level 1, slightly maybe level 2 if I hire some VAs. But the main goal would be to replace yourself within the business, to be the man in the back who's just kind of giving the orders. And this is how I want it designed, and you guys are gonna do the work, and I'm gonna pay you guys.
Yeah, I
You know,
agree
you.
with it. Huh?
Oh yeah, go for it.
I'd made a video with the business quadrant talking about that exact concept because it's like you have your employee who works for a company, you have your self-employed person, which is like, hey, I basically have all the hats and I am working ultra hard. And then you have the business owner. Once you own a business truly and you're a business owner, you own systems that work for you. So it's like you can literally step back and the systems are running without you. And because of that, that's that division between being self-employed and business owner. And at times, like, I'll have perfect systems and then be truly a business owner, and then I'll like come back and like be like, I want to change everything. So now I'd say right now we're transitioning the entire business as well actively for as far as what we do and how we do it. So I'm back into like role of self-employed.
You're doing the work.
Oh yeah. Well, like we're changing everything. So I'm actively back in to change the things so I can rebuild the systems to fit the new changes how it should work.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So yeah, that's number 8. Replacing yourself within the business. Strive to do that if you are an entrepreneur. Um, you start off. It's good to have a service-based business to start off with, but eventually you want to try to plan on transitioning yourself out of that business as much as you can. Number 10. This is one I haven't quite gotten into myself, but I would like to spend your money on time. Buy time. You can never get time back.
Yeah.
Using it to buy time. I think there's an old adage they say like if you talk to a millionaire and you were like, would you rather be 25 and broke or be the age that you are and have the money? They'd be like, I'd rather be 25 and broke. They'd rather
Mm.
have their time back than the money.
Yep.
I think that just goes to show like how important time actually is. And then to try to think about spending your money to save your time. So let's say you have a dog and Fido needs to go for a walk, but you don't feel maybe you don't have the time to walk Fido. Maybe you have a business, you're self-employed, and you can work and make $65 in an hour of your time. Maybe you could pay someone to walk your dog for $25, and then you can go and do your work in that hour and get paid $65, and then you'd still make $40. You would have made $40 and saved an hour of time.
But that all depends on the value of the relationship.
True, you might want to walk your dog too.
Yeah.
Walk your dog more often, and also get your fitness.
Yeah.
Uh,
But conceptually, that does make sense. It's like you could, yeah, heck, walking your dog, paying someone to go do your oil change, little things. Just pay someone to do your yard work, cook for you, personal
right.
chef. You
While
know,
you're hitting the gym or while you're making some money, it would be optimized. While you're like, all right,
yeah.
I've done that before. Go and train a client, and instead of me shoveling snow, I'm gonna pay the plowman $20, and he's gonna shovel snow while I go train my client, and then it works
Hmm.
out a lot better than me shoveling snow for hours and hours and hours.
And that's
Um,
exactly why my clients pay us to run their social media.
exactly.
They can continue doing the work that makes them the money, and then we will get them more clients and do the things that spreads their awareness.
Right. Yeah, that's why people pay me to be the personal trainer. It's like you could
See?
go to the gym for an hour, 2 hours, and do some YouTube workouts, and I don't know what to do, and spend all this time trying to figure it out. Or you can spend some money and you can save some time. And I can tell you exactly what to do.
We save time, and that's the reason that you would pay someone for the services. The time saved.
Right.
That's the
Right.
key.
hmm Um,
It's killer.
number
You said it was 10, I think.
was that number 10?
I do believe so.
Business. Yeah, I think that was number 9 actually.
Oh,
Number 9. Number 10 is avoid the unhappy and the unlucky.
like the plague, man. Dog,
Avoid the unhappy and the unlucky.
they will bring you down so far, so quick. I, and I don't even like mean this in a bad way because, like, again, we have big hearts to help people, but like I've realized it over myself too. Like ultimately, again, you have to make yourself a priority, and that's why I say it, because I can't continue to pour from a full cup into this empty cup with a hole in the bottom and have unlimited resources to pour into you if you're not willing to try to patch your hole. Like, fix something. You got to do some work, and the unhappy and unlucky will make you doubt your self-worth and start to invite unlucky and unhappy situations into your life, and you'll start to see things the way that they see it, which is effed up anyway.
Yeah, yeah. Your circle. They often say it. You are comprised of the 5 people that you surround yourself with. I've heard it goes as deep as like, let's say I'm hanging out with Tyler, and Tyler's friend is fat. He's obese. Because Tyler hangs out with the fat dude, Tyler will be affected, and I'll be affected.
Mm. Mm-hmm. That is true. What'll happen, and this is math, like this is key. If I go to their house and they have snacks around, now it's in my environment. It's more likely, likability, or the possibility is there now that I may partake in things that I should not. The possibility that I may inhabit bad habits that they have may happen. They might sit more than stand and walk and move. So hangouts are more just sitting and chilling rather than let's go for a walk and discuss ideas. Let's get active. Things that you eat, meals. Let's go to this fast food restaurant. It's just quick and down the street versus, hey, let's just even if it was like froyo or something like very light, but still like a ice cream like thing. Like it's there's little differences of just like what one person does to get the results in the lifestyle that they live versus another, and everything affects you. I also am affecting them though, and I've had this recent. Again, this is not talking bad about anyone in their life situations because everyone's where they are, and again, like it's just difficult. Like every lifestyle that you choose, every lifestyle you choose is going to be difficult. Difficult to be rich and to work hard and earn income and invest it and not spend it on things that you might want and do the opportunity cost. It's also difficult to be poor. It's difficult to be fit and be disciplined and eat right and go to the gym. But it's also difficult to be fat and obese and have heart issues or health defects, and going to the doctors and all these other things you got to do now. So, what's your difficult? What are you going to pick?
You gotta be extreme.
You got to be extreme. Hang out with people that have what you want so you can see how they do it and then incorporate those habits.
Yo, um, yeah, you'll notice this about the rich, the millionaires. That was one of their. That's one of their rich people rules. Is like, don't hang out with poor people.
It sounds crazy, but it's how you think.
And poor is a mindset
Hmm.
more than anything.
Yeah, it's the mindset of the unlucky
I'm
and
unlucky, and it's the mindset of the
victim.
I'm just gonna see how much these people who are like, I'm just gonna see how much I can get away with
Yeah, yeah, we
without
talked about that in
putting
the
in
beginning.
work. How can I eat and not track my macros and hit the gym sometimes and
Hmm.
drink and do drugs and just do degenerate shit and still buy the lottery ticket and win the lotto
Hmm.
and still want to get the maximum results. So, um, pay attention to your circle, man, because your circle is what's going to influence you. And then it's also going to be, how can you influence these people? You can't really influence these people if they're not on the same wavelength.
No.
If they're doing something completely left field and you're like, oh, you should do this. This is a good idea. They're going to influence you to do the bad idea.
Hmm.
They might not even take your advice.
Yep. Even in this, heck, people that see opportunities versus people that don't. That's the poor and unlucky. Like if you recognize that for every negative thing you hear in your environment, you could latch on to that as a victim narrative and say, these are reasons why I can't be successful. Or you can latch on to that as a problem that you're going to solve. And if you were to solve that issue, you now, because you solve an issue, you're providing value, and value is a monetary concept. So you could earn income from solving that problem. And if you saw it as opportunity to earn income, you would be more willing to solve the issue and tackle it rather than just say this narrative is an issue that because more people are affected by it, it's bigger than me and I can't do anything about it. And therefore, I will be a victim to it.
Yeah. Yeah, those people are victims in life. Stay away from the victims in life. Be a victor.
Hmm. So,
Number 11 is compound interest. Now, I would like to kind of take this just down a road of like fitness and health and kind of like the 90-day approach that we were saying, like I was talking about earlier, is like, you know, that salad one day doesn't help. But when you eat a salad and then the fruit smoothie and then maybe some type of meat or vegetable plate with some rice or something healthy the next day, something healthy the next day, it compounds, and that is what gives you the end result that you want. And a lot of times, we don't value and appreciate the initial investment of saying, okay, I went to the gym for 1 hour today and I sat down and I meditated for 10 minutes and I did 10 minutes of walking outside in the sunlight and I got 9 hours of sleep, or 8 hours of sleep. And maybe I looked over my finances and this type of stuff. And we don't value that initial investment that we make on the day. And then a lot, if you don't, then you won't do it, and then you won't see the result, and then you'll get angry, and then you'll be like, oh, I think I have to do something extreme, and then it doesn't work. um, but I think if you can kind of get into the rhythm of putting in daily a small investment, you'll see that it compounds into a massive snowball of for fitness and nutrition. Is going to be like motivation and energy,
mhm,
and just like the dopamine spark. And it's like you're excited to go and pursue this new goal, and you want to eat the healthy food because of how it makes you feel, and you can kind of get into this rhythm of whatever it is. Maybe it's practicing guitar, learning a skill like editing, and doing it every single day. Um, you kind of get wired to go down this path, and it's really hard to stop. Someone gets to a point where it's hard to stop doing that thing. Um, yeah, compound interest, and money works the same way.
yeah, yeah. But keeping it even in that fitness realm, like
Mm-hmm.
um, when I started to do the routines that I do now, I couldn't do a pistol squat before, you know. Well, I could obviously once I worked my way up to doing it, and like I have videos of how I worked myself up to being able to do it, holding the weights and practicing and doing stuff, right? But like after I got to that level, now it's like it wasn't as smooth as it is today, and it just took reps, doing more reps, coming into the gym again, and like the mindset shifted from like, oh man, I can now do one of them to like, can I make it harder? Can I do two? Can I do fives? Can I do both legs? And then can I add it to a routine? And I became driven to make my workouts harder but look easy. Like because I it was such a similar thing over and over and the actions that I'm doing are difficult. So it's like it already looks hard. Can I make this hard thing look easy? And that became motivating.
Right. Yeah. So a lot of it's the mind, um, and just kind of getting into a state of just appreciating the present and appreciating that initial investment that you can invest, and then the results, the feeling of the result and getting closer to it will kind of take over and guide you down that path more and more and more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Solid.
Um, Focus on, this is one here is 12. Focus on one thing and stop trying to spin all the plates. Having one active income goal.
One active income. I like how he put that as one active income goal because lately I look at it as like all of the efforts are moving towards one thing anyways, right? So it's like if I have four different things that I'm doing, um, but they're doing actions towards one motion, the flow is one thing. And that's all. Like it just has more momentum behind it. So it's like, hey, if your goal is you want to be a person who finally buys their first home, okay, great. Now create streams that directly lead to you being able to get that home. Do multiple things that directly lead to you getting that goal. If everything you're doing across your days, your weeks, and your months are all contributing to that one finite goal, you're gonna reach it accidentally at some point in your future. But it's a matter of mapping it out and doing it. And that's all my multiple businesses and efforts and things have all been. If I created this store to create more income, well, what is that income doing? It's buying me more income for future retirement. So my goal, future retirement, or this lump sum of money that I need for future self, will be created by many different avenues and streams to get there.
That's good. Yeah, and I think you always are pretty good at making things connect.
You
You
just
know,
try, like, if or else it'll feel like I'm doing too many things.
right,
And when it finally connects, I feel as if all these many things are one thing. And that's now I'm just doing the one thing. And they're like, "Whoa, but you're over here and you're doing this." But I'm all just doing this one thing.
right. Um, yeah, this can work for a business too. If it's like your uh kind of even my situation, if it's like I'm running my own business and you have a lot of hats that you have to wear. You have to make a website and you have to do the sales and the marketing and edit the videos and do the copywriting, content and teaching
Mm-hmm.
and this thing and all these different things. It's a lot of energy. It is going in the same direction though, so uh, that's going to be for one active income goal. So that might not be a good example. But let's say if I was like business wise, uh,
But even like
oh
as a business, There, this is getting into the Talent Income Academy a little bit, so this is a gym for everyone. But there's multiple ways to earn income. There's products, services, and affiliate, market. So affiliate market products. So you can either have other people's products and services. So if you have a product and it's a core offer for your business, and that's what makes you your bread and butter, maybe you have a backup product that boosts that main product. And because of that backup product, now you don't focus your sales on pushing this backup product. However, by pushing your primary product, in addition to that being sold, this has a high likelihood of being sold. And then also you may have additional affiliate things and offers. Hey, if you really love our things and you want to amplify it and take it to the next level, check out our partners and these and those, whatever else we have. And every time you refer someone successfully, you earn income from that connection. So now you have your main product that you're focused on, you have your backup product that supports it, and then you have resources that you can send people to that also help that main customer who got your core product.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, you making it work in one business. You can also have these. You can focus on multiple things. Um, this might even equate to like, say, I was like, all right, I'm going to do the personal training business, and I'm going to do a dry cleaning business, and I'm going to do a taxi service, and I'm going to start a laundromat, and I'm going to do this other business. Then it might be too many businesses to the point of where one business can't grow enough. And I think that's maybe where he was coming at it with.
Mm.
Um, Maybe focusing on one business at a time more.
Yeah, I would just, me being who I am, I challenge the concept. It's all
Yeah,
just about time.
I almost kind of disagree with this one also.
Yeah, because if you do other things in the proper aspect, like if you replace yourself by buying people to fill positions, and then you have all those different businesses, um, it's the empire idea I talked about before. Like if I own a house and I also own a company that does yard and lawn care and construction, and I also own a company that does plumbing, and I own a company that does everything else that I need, I have literally no need for money. I just have to provide value through my services to other people, and yet I have companies that will provide those things for me for free whenever I need them.
Yeah. So there's two ways to look at it. Um, I guess it's just all what you can handle, man. If you can handle doing one thing and you can handle spinning all the plates that contribute to one active income goal, then do it. Um, we're going to go with the last one here, number 13, rules to success. Observe your results. By observing your results, you will make it impossible to fail. Um, so I think this is just really tracking finances, tracking how much this specific product is selling, tracking how much money you're making, tracking um, even the most simple things in your life, making your life like a business. Making, that's like one of the things I do is like I track a lot of my metrics. I'll track how many hours I'm sleeping each night. I'll track how many calories I'm eating, how many calories I'm burning. I'll track my macros, how many grams of protein, carbs, fats. Um, whether I'm meditating today, reading and doing some studying, working on my handstands, working out, running. Um, I'll track all of these things, and by tracking these things, it helps me understand what I need to do, what I'm not doing, and then having accountability to it.
Mhm.
Um, so by tracking your daily inputs, that's gonna give you your leading indicators whether you're moving towards a specific goal or not.
Absolutely, 100%. You'll never reap a plant that you did not sow. So you can't plant, thistles and get flowers or something. It's the whole what was it? Was it a Bible verse or something? Jim Rohn, I think, talked about it too.
Okay.
Um, but like farmers planting certain seeds, expecting just to reap that plant, and you can't reap what you did not plant. Basic concept.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah, and that's the thing too. You know, you're gonna look crazy. You know, the first guy, a lot of it's like delayed gratification, being able to put in work now and sacrificing the immediate comfort, whether that's, instead of making a podcast, I could just watch an hour of Netflix. Um, but no, we're making podcasts. You know, um, or just being able to kind of, like you were saying, like the sower of seeds, like that first guy who was like, all right, instead of eating these apples, everybody's eating apples. Like, here, eat the apples, man, or eat these seeds, or maybe they're eating the seeds or something. And then he's like, all right, I'm going to save my seeds. I'm going to plant them in the ground over here in the sunny area. And I'm going to wait. And the people are like, what is he doing? Why is he not eating the seeds like we're all eating the seeds? Like, hey, man, that's going to take forever for you to grow those things as he's eating his seeds and throwing them or whatever. And then now in the future, he planted these seeds and now he has a fruit tree that has like other people around him or something, and he has all the fruit that he can eat, all the fruit that him and his whole family and lineage can eat for the rest of their entire life, um, all from sowing the seeds and planting them, and then he reaps what he sows. So um,
hmm
by putting in the work daily, you you're going to have an achieved result, and then by paying attention to those metrics, um, that's what's going to make you feel good, knowing that you're getting closer to that end result. Because you might not have the $1 million today, but if you say, okay, I'm going to work on my Amazon store every single day, that action is eventually going to lead you to having money within your business, selling some type of products.
Even another visual representation of that, because some people are like, oh, what if I built a shit store, But like, hell, there was a Bible thing talking about like digging your ditches, so that way you have all these like spots available. So once it then finally rained, you had ditches dug for the rainfall to catch it. So it's like, hey, if you could wait till it rained and then start digging, or you can dig now and have all of these positions ready for the rain.
Mm.
And then when the rain comes, you don't have to be digging in the rain.
Being prepared.
You are prepared, yeah, ahead of time. So yeah, I do agree. And this is compound interest, correct?
This is observing your results.
Observing results.
But
So,
we can come back to that if you want.
no, I mean, it's
Doesn't
just
matter.
kind of like it all ties together because as you're moving towards the result, if you aren't checking your feedback, you might not even realize that you're not moving towards the goal that you thought you were. So it's like, hey, yeah, you thought you were actually eating healthy because you were eating things that were labeled vegan, but in reality, you were eating Oreos and other bad things. So now let's assess your situation and realize that there's differences and healthier foods to go and change.
Yeah. Yeah. And, paying attention to like how you're feeling, that's going to be a result of these Oreos. Is like, oh, I'm vegan. Does making you the saying that you're vegan make you feel good, or do the foods that you're eating on the vegan diet make you feel good?
Yeah.
Alkaline vegan. How about that?
Yeah. But
Um, so yeah, those are 13 rules for success from one of my mentors. I tried to apply a lot of these things in my life. Hopefully, you guys found some insights from these tips, and you will use them in your
yep.
lives.
Uh,
Um, I could say feel free to join us on the Discord. We talk about a lot of things like investments, stocks that we're choosing, um, health, wellness, nutrition, fitness, mindset, and we're just working on creating a community within our Discord to get more like minded individuals in there. Like we explained, you surround yourself with the people you want to be like, and you start to become like them. So it's a little bit something like that. So yeah, feel free to join us in Discord. There's gonna be a link in the description. If you guys need nutrition coaching, fitness coaching, get with me personally. You can message me or whatever. And with that, New Wave Coaching, Professor Ill will see you in the next one. Tyler, maybe you got something to tell him?
Hey, as always, just make yourself a priority what that means for you, deciding what type of person you're going to be at the end of it, and walking in alignment with that type of vision that you have for yourself. With that being said, if you need any digital services or anything that my network offers as well, I am becoming the mall of my network, so I will connect you with any resource that you need. So get with me for anything, pretty much.
He's got what you need.
Absolutely.
Sweet. All right. With that, we'll see you guys in the next one.
Yep.
Peace and ashe.
Ashe.